Ladies and gentlemen, as promised, I have one of my favorite people on this planet right now, and a lot of yours too. He's the President of the United States. Please welcome to the show our President, Barack Obama.
Steve, it's great to talk to you, man.
Yeah, how you been, sir?
I've been doing great.
How's the family?
Family is good. Michelle and the girls send their love, and we've just been, like everybody else, dealing with a tough winter, but it's not as bad in D.C. as it is in my hometown of Chicago.
Man, it is doing it up here. I wanted to thank you, man. I think your family is outstanding. I wanted to thank you personally for that interview on my talk show. It did amazing things for me, and I thought you were most gracious.
Listen, I had a great time doing it, and
yeah.
And all those folks on the tour were excited to see Steve Harvey.
Man, that was
they
funny.
didn't expect that.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit more excited to see you, but that was the funny part about it. I was standing there going, wow, Star Power show drop next to the president.
Now you know how I feel when I'm standing next to Michelle.
All right. Hey, let's go. Mr. President, I wanted to talk to you about the Affordable Care Act and how it has an effect on the African-American community, because you have been proven to be a president for all people. We're all clear about that. But my listening audience is a large percentage of African Americans, and I wanted to make sure that they got the messaging correct. So how does this Affordable Care Act have an effect on a large percentage of African Americans?
Well, first of all, about 8 out of 10 Americans are already insured. You already have health insurance through your job. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, then the Affordable Care Act is not going to impact you, other than to make your health insurance stronger. It means the insurance companies have to treat you better, can't drop your coverage when you get sick, have to let you keep your child on your health insurance up until the age of 26. So there are a whole bunch of things that are already happening. But really want to speak to you about, Steve, are folks who don't yet have health insurance and have not yet visited healthcare.gov or gone to the phone number, which is 1-800-318-2596, 1-800-318-2596, or healthcare.gov. Now, if you do not have health insurance right now, you don't know what curveballs life are going to throw you. And the truth is that if, heaven forbid, you get in an accident or you contract an illness or somebody in your family who's not covered gets an illness, the health care bills that rack up can mean you lose your home, you lose your possessions, you go bankrupt, and you may not get the best possible care. And you're also not getting the kind of preventive care to catch things early so that doctors can treat them, because you're waiting because you don't have the money to go to a doctor on a regular basis.
Right.
What you can do right now is go to the website, healthcare.gov, or call that number, 1-800-318-2596, and sign up for high-quality health care, and you may be eligible for subsidies, essentially tax credits that are given by the federal government under the program, so that your actual cost for care may end up being cheaper than your cell phone bill or cheaper than your cable bill. But you will always have that security and peace of mind knowing that if, heaven forbid, something happens, you're going to be okay. And you can do that typically for a very affordable rate, as low as $100 or less a month. And the big problem we've got right now is that there are about 3.5 million people who've already taken advantage of this, but there's still a lot of folks, because there's been so much politics around it and misinformation, and let's face it, the website wasn't working the way it's supposed to the first month. There's still a lot of people who may have put it off or been discouraged or thinking that's not for me. And I'm just asking everybody to go and take a look at the website, or have somebody walk you through it on the phone and see if it is right for you. And there are a bunch of different plans for people whose different circumstances in life. If you're young, you may decide to get a cheaper plan because you figure you're going to be a little bit healthier. You know, if you're an old man like you or me, Steve, you might get a more full-blown plan. But either way, you're going to have some financial security. You're going to get free preventive care. If you're a woman, you can get free, not just free checkups, but free contraception for family planning. And All these things are available to you, but you got to take advantage of it before March 31st, before the end of March, and that's what we're concerned about. If you want to be insured next month, the cutoff is February 15th. But if you want to be insured this year, then you've got to do it sometime in the next 6-7 weeks. And so I'm hoping that everybody listening is going to take advantage of this, at least find out what your options are if you do not have health insurance. And by the way, if you're self-employed and you have your own health insurance and you're buying it on the individual market, you may not be getting the best deal. You might actually be able to find cheaper health insurance through this website. So I hope everybody checks it out.
So, Mr. President, let me get this straight for the listeners so they understand clearly. If you want insurance by this year, the final cutoff is March 31st. If you want to get coverage before the cutoff, the deadline is February 15th.
Right. Basically what happens is we're in what's called an open enrollment period where you can sign up. And you're guaranteed the prices that the insurance companies are offering right now on the website. But if you want to be insured by March 1st, by the beginning of next month, then you've got to sign up by February 15th. If you want to be insured this year under the plans that are currently being offered, then you have to sign up by March 31st. If you miss the March 31st deadline, then you're going to have to wait until the insurance companies are putting forward their plans for 2015, and that means that you'd be uncovered for a certain period of time where you don't need to be. The main message for me right now is you don't have to take my word for it. Certainly don't take the word of some of the stuff you hear in the press or some of these advertisements from opponents of the law. Just go to the website yourself, check it out. It is legit. It will give you a good sense of whether or not you can afford it and what your options are. But I would encourage, especially younger people who think they're invincible, to please check out what options are available to you, because having health insurance is something that you don't fully appreciate until you need it. But when you need it, it is critical and may save your life.
And, to add to that, Marjorie, my daughter was just married, and they're self-employed. And so Marjorie had my daughter and her husband go online to get it, and they found a plan that was affordable for them. They're young. They're 26 years old and 28 years old. They found a plan that was great for them that could fit them under the coverage, because she doesn't qualify for my plan anymore, so that's great. And I think we want everybody out there listening. Here's the website, everybody. It's healthcare.gov. That's the website. The number, again, the president just gave out is 1-800-318-2596. 1-800-318-2596. And listen, folks, the political, volleying that's been going on, this propaganda that gets put out, of course they don't want you to know these things, but it's easy. The website is fixed. There's no problems. You can get all your questions answered. There are deals to be had. There's a way to go and research all of this stuff for yourself. And I think we're on to something here. And the more people that apply, the more people that get accepted, the more people that sign up, the more successful the program was.
That's exactly right. I think you make a great point, Steve. The more people sign up, the more folks are part of the overall pool that spreads risk around, so that, because you never know if you're getting sick, but if you're with a bunch of people, that means any single illness in that group, the risk is spread out among everybody. The costs are spread out. That pushes down the premiums. That means the premiums can end up getting even lower next year if we've got a big pool. That's basically how big companies can afford health insurance, and a lot of times small companies can't. So you make a great point. The bottom line is there are folks out there who don't want to see this program succeed, and there are folks out there who don't want to see you get health insurance if you don't have it. And we've fought very hard, and generations before us fought hard to make sure that we had this opportunity. I want to make sure everybody takes advantage of it, but you got to do it before the end of March. And better yet, you should probably do it today or over the next couple of days, because you may be able to sign up before February 15th.
Absolutely.
And suddenly you'll have coverage March 1st, and you'll be ready to go.
Right. I think this is great. And Mr. President, I think the people hearing it directly from you, I think that swings a lot of weight with people. I think it's important that they hear you say this phone number, that they hear you know this web address and give it out with the confidence that you have in the direction. And folks, listen, Steve Harvey Nation, here's the deal. Go get signed up. Go look into it. Know for yourself. Stop believing everything you hear. You know the tricks of the game. You know we're hip to this right here. This has been a political tool that they've tried to use and call it Obamacare, which he turned around and actually embraced the name because Obama does care. And so now we've got a health care act that can help more people out than ever before in the history of our nation. And I think it's worth looking into. It's healthcare.gov. healthcare.gov, or you can call 1-800-318-2596. 1-800-318-2596. Mr. President, I'm going to put the machine to work here for the rest of the day and the rest of the week and all the way up through March 31st. And we're going to see if we can't put a real dent in this and get a lot of people to sign up and become insured.
Let's make it happen, Steve. Do it
Yes,
for your
sir.
family and do it for yourself. All right?
Absolutely. Mr.
I appreciate
President,
you.
Thank you.
Much love to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.